Maybe okay, we're not inside the business yet, but I think if the business runs like that, I don't want to be part of it, you know.
Tell me, would you care to introduce yourself and your project?
Well, Anam is a project we started way back in 2015, I think. It was at first only a project between three guys who tried to make extreme music and reach another level of extreme music for themselves. And after a couple of years, it turned out it will be a real band and not a project only.
So that means that you guys essentially just started up making music without any compromises, just for yourself, for your entertainment.
Yeah, it was only just for us. We met together at the rehearsal room and just play music. And I just remember the first night we played together. That was some kind of It sounds little bit odd, but it was some kind of magic moment, you know. We played together for 4 hours, I think, 4.5 hours, and there wasn't any break or something like that. We just played and played and played and keep on playing, and there were a couple of guys sitting there drinking beer, smoking pot, and saying, "Oh well, guy, that was fucking awesome, man!" And we were like, "Yeah, it's cool, and we should do this over and over again." And it's really sad that we didn't have any recordings of that session, because otherwise that would be our first full album at the first time we met together, and that's no fucking joke. And so after that we decided to become a real band, and we found a bass player, Malte, who was also an old friend of mine, and I made music with him, I think, for 10 years or more, in an older band which isn't existing anymore. So we need a bass player, because we first been always a three-piece. It was guitar, drums and the vocals, and then we needed some bass player, and yeah, there was Malte, and he could do the job, obviously. And now he's our bass player for, I think, maybe all the whole time we're playing together, except for half a year or year maybe. That was the time when he came to us and said, "Okay, I try it." And and now we're really lucky that we have our first album.
Your first album that yet is to be published.
We got a special vision for the songs we play. So we don't want to release a CD or something like that. We just want to make an LP. So people who really like the music will buy the LP. And the other people who don't want to buy a LP or something like that, they can get it on Spotify or Amazon Music, I think. That's not carved in stone yet, but we think we're gonna play only live and have an LP for something. I like the LP, I like the big cover, I like to get it out of the sleeve and turn it on the table and just sit down, relax, and listen to the music as a music, and not throw a CD in the player and let it go. Oh, skip to track 5. I like that one. Yeah, maybe 2 or something like that. And that's not the concept like I listen to music, because
you listen to albums.
Yeah, I listen to albums. I'm not the typical MP3 listener, because I always listen to albums when I got the time in the whole piece. I don't like it to only distribute via Spotify or Discogs or something like that. I just want to have the music in a, yeah, I think it's some sort of a pure way. You know, it's not the digital and fast thing. It's always, it's something which lasts. When you get an LP, and it's something different. I can't really explain.
Well, it's physical, it's huge. You have a booklet that's literally that big.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty awesome for artwork. And there is this beautiful woody sound that you have, you know, if you can put in an LP. For sure. You don't have a label yet.
Yeah, we don't have a
but
label.
you have a record out that you have financed yourself, right?
Yes. We made some promo CD package, or package is a huge word. We just made a promo CD which looks really nice. It's in the look of a LP. It's it's made in black paper and with a silver sticker on the front, and an inlay with the songs. And if you turn the inlay around, you can have a QR code to download the lyrics.
Right, yeah, that stuff.
Yeah. Not something really special, but I think it stands out against all the other slim cases or stuff like that.
Crazy stuff. So you have made definitely the decision to go more or less completely old school, right?
Yeah, because that's
a resurrection of the things that were awesome about the whole music genre at some point of time, like the 80s or 90s or whatever even.
Yeah, I always appreciate that, because I think the music itself shall stand for itself, and I like the old school way, even if I'm not the old school man, for example. I'm not some stereotype of old school death metal fan, but I like old school death metal and I like modern death metal as well when it's some special touch. But I think it's the way of presentation which counts, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we can reach with the vision we got. So our newest guitar player Stefan has taken the part of the producer in that case, and he made a really outstanding job, I think. And the only thing we gave it outside was for the mastering process, but we really didn't give it away, because the mastering process was in the same building where our rehearsal room is. I think it's really good. It's a good product. I think it's some sort of old school death metal in a modern way, you know. We don't really do much of rehearsals as you think, because there are times then we meet maybe every 6 weeks, one time.
Jesus Christ, that would explain why you just only have a demo out and you exist since 5 years.
That's due to the fact that we all got our special way of life, I say, and we don't get the time to be a full-time band as all the other, I say, good bands out there that only put their whole energy into the band and say, okay, let's do this, let's go on tour, let's make the album. Okay, we got 1 month to do the whole album. So that's not a way of being. We've been always the smooth guys, okay? No, we have time to meet together and sit down, write some songs and do some jam sessions, for example, but that was always over a long period of time. And that's the reason why we just only have one album now. That's the only reason, because we didn't have the time.
But I mean, there is always a hard cap then what you can reach with it, because you are not going to be able to be touring as intensively, I assume? Or you're not willing, really, I guess.
Yeah, it's a question, what do you think about intense touring? When you mean go on tour for half a year? No, of course not.
Like 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, I think we can do that.
Per year.
Yeah, that's maybe something we can do, but it's not been always on our agenda for us. So we never said, okay, we want to have a big tour and tour the United States or something like that. We always said, okay, we have some nice gigs and want to reach some people inside the German underground and maybe overseas, but we don't know.
How do you plan your stuff? I mean, do you plan stuff or do you just do whatever and then if something comes along, good. If it doesn't, who cares anyway?
What comes around goes around. We do what we do and we do it when we do it. And there's no special planning behind it because we don't want the pressure under that.
Right.
Because that pressure always works for us in that way that we don't get our things finished. Because in the last few weeks we had to finish our album, and for example me, there was one song left where was no lyric scheme for, and I didn't get the idea. I was there maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks sitting there, always writing something down every second day or something like that. Didn't satisfy me, so I throw it away and write something new. And when we got this pressure, it doesn't work. So only we only work when we get the time to do it. So
right.
Yeah,
that's fascinating, man. You know, that's really interesting to see because since I'm doing this and this is
it's quite the opposite of the music itself. You know, we're really slow guys in doing our stuff, but the music itself is really energetic and there happens something.
Well, all right, you got a filter there.
Yeah.
Like some kind of a bulb. It's interesting for me to see like how different people view their music, their art, and how they deal with it, the things that they want to achieve. You got like these super aggressive people who are kind of really hustling every day, who really want to have that as a full-time job.
Yeah, but,
you know,
but that's the
then
thing.
that crushes you definitely at some point of time, especially when you kind of go on tour for, I don't know, 40 weeks a year, you know, get back lonely, addicted to porn, drugs, and alcohol or whatever.
That's not my way of life. I like death metal and I like my life, and I try to get both, but not in that way. I just don't like the extreme way of living. I think I wouldn't choose that because it's never been something which I try to reach up to or something like that. It's never been so that I was sitting there and thinking, whoa, that band plays for half a year on tour. And I was always thinking, they were sitting there half a year in a fucking nightliner. Yeah. Doing coke on the asses of some prostitutes or something like that. And
who the fuck would want to do that? You know, like, what a horrible life.
No, but I think that's not mine, you know. Yeah. I just like the music. I like doing the music, playing aloud, and just enjoy doing that. And the whole other thing about the rock and roll lifestyle, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that's not for me, I think, and I don't think it's for the other guys as well.
The other thing is that at some point of time, when you kind of really do more and then have maybe more outreach and play more with bigger crowds, at some point of time the business is going to come along, and then before you know it, you're going to start to make some sacrifice in terms of songwriting or producing, you know. And I believe if you're more or less independent and really do what you want, there is not that danger that you're going to, you know, be some kind of a musical prostitute at some point of time who's producing stuff for the masses.
But I think that's true, and I think we will never get in the situation to get into this treadmill because we are not the guys for that. We are not the hungry guys who always want to stay on top or want to reach the top of death metal, for example. We always been the guys who want to play music, enjoy the music, and want to have fun. Yeah. That's the first big thing for us. We want to have fun with the music. We want to meet together. We want to play songs. We want to write songs. We want to make recordings as well. Yeah, but always in its time. Yeah. And we got our own pace, you know. And if you overpace the stuff, I think you can maybe get into the situation that you're. Maybe some kind of burned out or something like that. Yeah,
that's for sure. Look, it's 2020. What do you got for this year? What are you gonna do? Except publishing your album either way, like with label or without label, it's gonna go out.
I think we're gonna send out to the labels right now, and after that we said to ourselves, okay, we're gonna wait for maybe 3 months or something like that to get some answers or not. And if we don't get an answer or some special offer from a label where we say, okay, that's something we would do. If we don't get that, then we're gonna release it by ourselves on LP and on the usual suspects.
That's so old school, so admirable, and actually a complete underground attitude.
Yeah, but I think it's really healthy.
It is, it is.
Yeah, it's we don't gonna burn out. I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
we always do our stuff and we like what we do, and there is no pressure. Funny story is I already contacted one label. I said, okay, please give me your address. I want to send you a whole album to listen to it and say something about it if you're interested or not. And this guy says, just give me a link. And I said, I just don't want to give you a link because I would like to give you the product and I would like to give you something which you can feel and touch, you know? And he always said, no, not necessary. Just give me a link and drop me a line or something like that. And
Let's make a business transaction here. This is the attitude, right?
yeah, and I don't like that. That's not my opinion of making music and distribute music. And maybe we're not inside the business yet, but I think if the business runs like that, I don't want to be part of it. You know, if it's only just look at the sales and just downloads and YouTube watch and stuff like that, I don't think I really like it, because I think there are a lot of people out there who like the old school character, but maybe the business not, and then it's not our business, I think. But we will see. Maybe there is someone who says, hey guys, I got an idea and let's sit together and I got something for you. I get an offer, you can refuse. But we really don't know, you know.
All right. Well, good. Man, it was a pretty intense and long thing. I think that many people can get a lot of value out of that if they're kind of starting up, taking it chilled and easy, but especially chilled.
Yeah, of course. Life's too short.